Can you be an over 60 retiree, start a YouTube channel, and get it monetized in 4 months? Yes, you can. I did it. And I'll tell you how I did it. If you've been around the YouTube world, you've heard about this dreaded monetization word, and that kind of strikes fear into small YouTube creators. I started my YouTube channel in 2019, but did not really niche down and start being serious about it, understanding the scientific process that it takes to get monetized and be successful as a YouTube creator. So today I want to tell you a little bit about my story, about how I started with like almost 0 subscribers to where I am now at 3,307 as of this minute. So it's a success story, but I don't take all the credit. There are others who were involved in my life in the process to help me get to where I am today. So let's get into the details. But before we do, I'd like to reintroduce myself to you. I am Maggie Lazar, a nurse practitioner, fully retired in the country of Panama. And I am also the creator of SWRA, Single Women Retiring Abroad, a community of older, single, seasoned ladies whose goal is to retire in Panama and live our best lives here. So if you're interested in the topic that I'm going to discuss today, which is how to get monetized as a retiree, I'd like for you to consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, and share it with as many people as possible. We are on our way to 4,000, and I thank you in advance. Okay. Where do we get started? I started my YouTube channel in 2019. Like most people, it was like something to do. Just like when I started Facebook, it was like a way for me to share my love, what I'm doing with friends and family, and also the community at large. So my first channel was by my name, Maggie Lazar. And I think I got to about 400 or 500 subscribers, which was like a surprise to me anyway. But in 2022, yes, if you followed my story, I kind of got retired during that time, and I was I went to Africa. And then I think I started to shift, saying that, is there a way for me to merge my nursing career with YouTube and my cooking? Because, I love cooking. I went to culinary school. So I changed the channel's name to A Nurse in the Kitchen. And I thought it was catchy, but that did not translate into more subscribers, right? In 2023, when I decided to join the Peace Corps, I said, okay, I'm not going to be able to be cooking, which I was doing, with the previous channel name, A Nurse in the Kitchen. I'm not going to have time for whatever reason. Let me just change the name of the channel. And I believe I'm not that technically, blessed, I should say. I could not really keep changing the name of the channel. I had to shut it down and start a brand new channel that I called In Service Retirement, because at that time, my goal was, okay, I'm retired, but I want to serve, which is what, going to the Peace Corps entailed. So, and of course, I wanted to chronicle my experience, with the Peace Corps. Now, if you know my story again, you know that I did not stay with the Peace Corps. I left. I say I chickened out. I'm going to laugh. So I returned. In that time, I had moved to Panama in January 2023. So went to the Peace Corps in August and then returned in November. So in November, I'm here in Panama. I'm home. And it was like, okay, well, the name of this channel was not going to work because I was no longer in service, even though I was retired. So there was a disconnect. So I started thinking, what can I do if I want to stay in this YouTube space to make a difference? I didn't want to go back to a nurse in the kitchen. And I started doing a couple of videos about what is retirement, where I've been. And if you look on my channel, you're going to see those videos. I think I took one down, but the rest of it is just like what I've been to, what is retirement. And then I believe in January 18th, I called on Lisa, who is a former Peace Corps volunteer. Well, now she's not former, she's in Costa Rica. And I said, in my mind at that time, I want to interview retirees who are kicking butts, right? Who are doing extraordinary things. My vision was I'm going to go and interview these women who are doing exceptional things. So, she agreed and we did a video. It was a long video, but that was I was still trying to find my way and clarify in my mind what my audience was going to be. And that video got about, I don't know, maybe 130 views, nothing too fancy. And then I was like, okay, I need to really find a niche. And during that time, like most people who decide to do YouTube, you're watching hundreds of YouTube videos from all kinds of people. Stephanie Perry, Rashida Dow, 60 plus Black women expat, Black women expats in Panama. I mean, I watch Facebook posts and YouTube videos, and let me tell you, it can be overwhelming. But you know what they tell you as one of the ways to be successful on YouTube is to find questions that people are asking and answer them. And I started to see a pattern of women saying, well, I'm 74. I'd like to come. Can I make it in Panama? And then I started seeing a trend. Yeah, I guess you would say a trend of people wanting more information about, is it possible for me to retire in Panama? At the same time, when I returned to Panama last November, it was with the mindset that this is home. I don't want to go back to the US to grow old in the US because I don't want to end up in a nursing home and I don't want to be a burden to my kids. So therefore, I felt it fell on me to craft my retirement to the point that if something were to happen to me while I'm here, that I'm able to stay here and not having to call and say, come and get me, I can't take care of myself. And I was like, we have these women asking the questions. I'm here on the ground. I have the same questions. Why don't I put it together and come up with a way to give that information out? And that is how SWRA was created. Now, I'm trying to find the exact dates that, the chronological way it happened. So January 18th, I interviewed Lisa. So between January and March, January, February, and March, research. So now I had a name and I had an audience. So it was like, what will I be talking about? And I'm kind of creative that way because I've always been in staff development, creating programs and giving speeches and stuff. Well, not speeches, holding classes. So I had to create, the whole curriculum and all the questions that I was going to address with SWRA. In that time, Stephanie Perry, everybody knows who she is. She holds these challenges, I think, every few months or so. I remember 2 years prior, I did attend one of her boot camp, something she called Get Found on YouTube or something, right? But I was already on YouTube. And at that time, I was going by the name A Nurse in the Kitchen. But this year in February, she had one that was called How to Collaborate with Other Creators. And I was like, should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? And I think the day before it was due to happen, I signed up. And of course, I love being with, in that environment. It's a digital online gathering of creators, aspiring creators. We're all salivating, watching how successful Stephanie Perry has been. She's like up to 173K subscribers, right? But she's so engaging and so effective. So it was like, but she has her audience, and that's not my audience. I'm just like a little niche within that population. And I took the challenge, and it was like she said, if you identify anybody, any creator whose audience or goal match yours, just reach out. She helped us craft the message to say, hey, can we do a collab? I didn't do anything with it, but what I got from that session with Stephanie was that she said, I don't remember the years when she started, but she said she decided to do a 26-day challenge of posting one video a day for 26 days. And I remember, like she said, I don't recommend it because that doesn't mean that's going to work for you. And out of this whole presentation, I got in my head that that's it. I am going to do one video per day for 30 days. That was a challenge to myself. And on, let's see, March 13th, that's when I committed to one video a day for 30 days. And I'm happy to say I stuck with it. I'm not very disciplined when it comes to a lot of things, but I stuck to this one. And then all the topics that I had, come up with, I had like over 60. It was just, am I a good candidate? How do I do it? What do you do with your stuff? Or do you tell your family? The financial prep and all that. And then when you're ready to transition here, how to get here. And when you get here, we have a community. I was like so proud of myself. I had my community, I had my niche, and I had my topics. So I went to work every day. And of course, if if you see those videos, you're gonna see how unscientific. I mean, the thumbnails all look the same. And I was trying my best because I am not a tech person. So, but the information was out there. So the videos would have 20, 30, each one of them, not a lot of, viewership, views, I should say. So it gets a little discouraging, right? But I'm like, and one thing I did, I said, you know what? I did the 30 days, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to commit to one video per week and then a few shorts here and there, and consistency, hopefully, is going to bear fruit. I have to tell you that and then one thing I decided to do is to hire a VA. So I think that helped because the presentation, the thumbnails were much better, even though they could still improve. Like the last one, I wasn't really happy with it. But anyway, it's not a sprint, it's a process. And you hear the gurus tell you that just, what do they call this guy? Master somebody? He says, improve one thing with each video, whether it's where images, microphone, background, script, whatever it is, improve one thing every single video. I've always been okay speaking in front of camera, but the logistics of the rest of it, I don't know how to edit because I'm not very patient. So I hired a VA, and I think that helped too. So at the end of this video, I'm going to give you my takeaways, so that if you wanted to start a YouTube channel and get it monetized, I'm going to tell you how I did it and what you probably should consider. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just sharing with you how it happened for me. So I took Stephanie Perry's challenge, and on March 13th, I started with the 30-day challenge. I had 8 subscribers then because I went back to the analytics and I'm looking at the graph. Okay? So March 13th, it was like, welcome to SWRA, a community that is designed for the older single woman looking to become an expat. And I'm Maggie, your host, and I'm going to tell you how to do it, blah, 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 blah. On June 20, so after the 30 days, so March 14th, April 14th, I'm done. So April, May, every single week, another video, because I had 60 plus topics. So I was at topic 4. June 28th, I posted a video that I named 9 things you might not like about Panama. And that's the video that blew up, that put me where I am today. So you'll hear sometimes people tell you, you only one video away from being successful or a video going viral. I don't even know what going viral is. I asked that in one of those Facebook group, and I'm like, how many views do you need to get for it to be viral? And nobody could give me, an answer. But I have to tell you, with this video, I have had over 1,100 new subscribers, one video. And what did I say in that video? I'm a jokester. I like, I'm engaging. I like to talk to people. I crack myself up. I make jokes. And people like that. And I was so grateful. So I was watching the screen, and no subscriber, no subscriber, no subscriber. Oh my God, that was so exciting. Well, we don't have that now, but I enjoyed it then. But it's not a sprint, it's a daily walk, the consistency. And I even heard someone say, well, consistency is not going to get you there. Well, I don't know about that, okay? Because it's not one thing, it's a combination of things. So after that video, okay, I still remain consistent, one video per week. And of course, when you post a video and people make comment, you're still learning by reading those comments. If they say, well, Maggie, how about this? How about that? And I think all the other creators in this space do the same thing, because like right now, everybody's talking about real estate, doing real estate tours, because that's what people want. So that video helped us. 9 days later, what is it even 9 days? 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3. I think 6 days later, on July 3rd, I reached the dreaded 1,000 subscribers. You've heard it before. In order for you to become monetized, meaning that you can get a few pennies from ads running while your videos are playing, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Now, there have been some newer videos saying it's 500 now. I don't get caught in the details because that's not that important to me. But I know I was shooting for 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. On July 3rd, when I woke up, we had 1,083 subscribers. Oh my God, I was dancing in the hall by myself. And then it was like, okay, now we need to reach that 4,000 watch hours. And my God, every day I was looking at that screen. It gets pretty sad. On July 8th, 5 days later, we reached that 4,000 watch hours. Hallelujah. I was so excited. But reaching that milestone was not just about, oh my God, I reached that partner program. It goes deeper than that. It's setting a goal, doing the work, and watching the results. Now, there is something called algorithm in YouTube. If you are in the YouTube space, you've read about it. I don't know who Mr. Algorithm is. I've never met him. I'm just thankful that he just said, oh, you Maggie, I'm going to give you one. I'm like, thank you. Because now Mr. Algorithm seems to have left the building because I haven't had another video like that. As a creator, People don't realize, unless you're in this YouTube space again, how much work it takes to create video and content and do the script and the aesthetics that it takes to create a video that you hope people will watch, how to hook them and the intro and all the stuff. But the one thing you need to understand is that there is a madness, a science to the madness, right? You can't just decide to just do videos. You might be lucky. It's like winning the lottery, right? You might be lucky, one out of the millions. But the creators who are consistent and killing it on YouTube will tell you there is a system. And what you need to do is study the system and put in the work. Okay. Some people say, oh, you don't need to niche down. Just start doing videos about everything and then eventually we'll catch on. I don't know about that. I tell people, I can't do anything about fashion. I'm not a fitness guru. All I know is I saw a need and I started making videos to address the need. That's all. That's all I can tell you. So I was very grateful to have to receive that email from YouTube saying, "Oh, welcome to the partner program." And listen, you may decide to do YouTube because you want a side hustle, and it is a side hustle. Whether you're going to be rich making millions on YouTube, I don't know about that. It's like the millionaires, it's just a small space. It's not for everybody. But can you make a few dollars? Yes. Well, I've only gotten one check from YouTube so far, June 28th. It took me a little while to get all the banking stuff done. I got one check for 173 or something, and that's it. So YouTube at this point right now is not going to feed my lifestyle or my grandkids' education. I don't have any grandkids. For me, it's more about the process. Like I said, to be able to, at my age, set a goal and see it come to fruition is so rewarding for me. It means that I'm still creative, that I'm still worth something, that I can still set goals and watch them, you know, again, come to fruition. That's the only word I can think of right now. So it's not about getting rich. It's about setting a goal. And of course, for me, it's more about the selfish goal that I have about growing old here and creating a community for Black older women. So YouTube is just a tool in my arsenal. Okay. With the Facebook group, the YouTube, I'm trying to create community and connect with women so that we can come together around some shared goals. So it's not about making money. Yes, if I get a few $1,000s, I'm thinking if I could get $2,000 a month, that would be great. But if I don't, I'm not going to starve. Okay. So don't put all your hopes on YouTube. And when I see people living and breathing YouTube, and I'm like, I can't do that. Okay. I don't want to do that. I don't want it to overtake my life. One danger that I've already identified is that sitting in front of this screen here and watching YouTube videos and just watching everything as a like a hawk, the analytics, and it can become so consuming, and you're sitting in this seat for hours. So that means I'm adding one risk factor for heart disease, sedentary lifestyle. And, I was taking a walk the other day and I'm like, oh, hell to the no. I will not allow that to happen to me. I am not going to be watching the analytics. I'm not going to be watching subscription. I'm not going to be watching watch hours. I am going to be consistent. I am going to post a video once a week and then let it happen naturally. Are you enjoying this conversation? If so, I'd like to invite you to like the video, share it with as many friends as you can, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so I told you my story, how it happened. So from March 13th to July 3rd, boom, 1,000 subscribers. And then July 8th, 4,000 watch hours. So from March 13th to July 8th, That's about 4 months. I think that's pretty good. Some people say they do it in 60 days. Bravo. But for someone like me who's retired, gray, 66 years old, and still be able to create a channel, create a community, even though, but I have people who are regulars in my comments, people asking for information, people calling, emailing me, wanting to meet, wanting information. And for me, I find that such a privilege because little old me, YouTube is just a tool to help with the connection. Okay, before it gets any later, let's talk about the takeaways. I promise you, if you are a seasoned lady or man and you over 50, over 60, and you're like, oh my God, I'd love to start a YouTube channel. How do I do that? First of all, I would say you have to really love what you see on YouTube. YouTube is a search engine, right? People go there to look for information. We connect more on Facebook and Instagram, but when you go to YouTube, because you're looking for information, what you want to do is you want to give people what they're looking for, give the information. And in my space, as a retiree, telling people how to come here, that's information that's priceless. And of course, you have billions of people in this world. And I know even locally, sometimes people get caught up in, oh, I don't want her to, I don't want her to succeed. I don't get caught up in that. I have blinders on, okay? So if you are considering that, you need to find a niche. You need to find a collective group of questions people are looking answers to and find out if you can craft a message to give that solution, that information to that group. I like the fact that I have a smaller niche within the bigger niche around. Okay. Because you do have 60 plus Black women expat, but that's a worldwide group. I want to just, narrow it to Panama. That way, I'm not looking to have 100,000 subscribers. That just would be way too much information and expectation from so many people. Because I don't want YouTube to come and take over my life. Okay. So find your niche and find the questions that they're looking answers to and provide content and value. Sometimes you get on a YouTube channel and I'm sitting there and I'm like, what are they talking about? There is no focus. There is no intent. Yesterday, I was watching this young woman, and as a psychiatric person, the moment she starts talking, and I'm like, girl, you are depressed. I mean, she's got doctor after her name, and I'm like, hopefully you're not counseling people, because if you're going to be a provider in that mental health space, you got to try to take care of yourself first, right? Anyway, so find the answer that people are looking for. Okay. Set a goal, have a vision. My vision, you know what it is, creating community here for older women, and we can grow old together and not having to rush back home. Set a timeline. I set timeline, and I don't like to share it with people because I don't want to jinx it. But if I said I'd like to reach another 1,000 subscribers by such and such date, it's great to have to set goals, to have timeline, but that doesn't mean you're not flexible. If things happen and you can't reach it, it's okay. Set another goal, right? Like I told you, Mr. Algorithm seems to have left the building. It's becoming really, really, really slow. But we're still moving along. The pace has slowed, but we're still moving along because every creator is hoping that the next video is going to be viral. You don't know that. So don't lower your standard. Make sure you put all your effort in every single video and try to connect with your audience. Now, if you're not comfortable like I am in front of a camera, start. It gets better. It gets easier. Be consistent. If you say I'm going to do it once a week, do it once a week. I committed to one video per day for 30 days, and I did it, and I'm so proud of myself. So make sure you stay consistent and tap yourself on the back because nobody else is going to do it for you. You got to do it yourself, right? Yeah, like I said, be creative. Offer solutions. If you are these people, you have a drone and you fancy with the camera, I don't have any of those things, right? And I take my cue from, look at Stephanie Perry. She doesn't have any fancy stuff, but she communicates and she relates with her audience. And I want to do that too. All right. And again, if what you're offering to your group fits into a larger picture, like for me, yes, I'm giving information to the ladies, but I have a selfish reason because I myself want to be able to retire here. So I think I'm lucky that way that I'm able to put myself in that group, that the interests are also mine. So that's a plus, right? Engagement is so important. You don't want to sit there and read a script. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. I say the wrong things, so I have to tell the VA, oh, you need to write that down because I said the wrong thing. And like you see me, I'm cracking myself up. It's not that serious, guys. It is not. People want to talk to somebody that they can relate to. So now I am also able to merge my cooking with my community. So now I do a live every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, and I'm cooking and we're chatting. I have the gift of gab with people that I know. So it was like, oh, wow, I can do this. So I don't have to have two different channels. So that was a blessing. Give people what they want. If you post a video and they say, how about that? Well, you need to do that. And other creators understand that. They listen to their audience and they give the audience what they want. So in closing, yes, you can. You can start a channel when you're over 60. Age is just the number. Don't get caught up in, oh, I'm retired, therefore I'm going to sit down. That is a recipe for disease and death. I can tell you how many people who just delayed taking a vacation, travel. Oh, I'm going to wait until I retire. They retire, within 6 months, they were dead. Okay. So whatever you need to do now, do it. Don't let YouTube take over your life. Travel, take classes, go salsa dancing, whatever you need to be doing. Do something that you love that feeds your soul. Okay. So be grateful always. Give people what they want. Be consistent. Find a niche. Do research, research, research. Because for you to find your niche and narrow it down might take, that's probably going to take you the longest time. Okay. So talk to people. Find out what they want. And it doesn't have to be with retirement. It could be photography. It could be cooking. It could be something totally different. But I think if you merge that with the passion that you have, it adds more, not just structure, but it gives the whole idea more value to you, right? And then you're more likely to stick to it, even if things don't look like they're going the way you expected. Because remember, life is not linear, right? You have peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. Why would it be any different with YouTube? No, it's not. All right. So keep creating. What is next for me? I'm going to keep being consistent. A video once a week. And I think maybe on Tuesday, I'm going to drop a video that has to do with fitness or cooking or something like that. And then I do shorts. I do some shorts and just snippets of life in Panama. And people love that because when you're trying to think of repatriating, you want to see what's happening on the ground. And that's what I do. And with the Facebook group of the same name, I'm just trying to give information and stay connected. All right. So I've decided I'm not going to let YouTube take over my life. I'm not going to check the numbers. I'm going to be consistent and let it happen naturally. The next video, I don't know which one is going to go viral. vidIQ said, find your viral video, study it, and replicate it. I've studied it, try to replicate it, nothing has happened. But you're still here. You're watching me. That's all that matters. So I want to thank you so much for sticking with me to the end. And, I crack myself up. I'm so, so, so humble and grateful to the Lord, to the universe for allowing me to be in this space and reaching that goal. So you can get monetized, you can get a YouTube channel. Age is but a number. So I want to thank you again for your time. God loves you. I love you. Go keep it real. Au revoir, à la prochaine. Bye bye. Usually in Panama City, outside of bus station or metro station, you're gonna see these vendors selling everything from fruits and vegetables, drink, etc., etc. This one is outside the Cerro Viento metro stop. It was popping. They have two malls there. So, discovering Panama with Maggie.